Alright guys, so this is going to be kind of a video in parts. I had an order for one of my gnome organizers, and as I was putting it together I thought, wouldn't it be cute to add a tray to it? So I'm still working on the actual organizer, almost done with it, very glad I'm almost done with it, but I wanted to work on this tray as well, and I used my Cricut to cut out what I want the tray to say, and it says a gnome for everything, which I think is really cute. And so I know we've made trays before, but I wanted to let you know that this is just the first part of the video, so stick with me through this and we'll get to the next part. But I'm going to go ahead and put on my gloves, and I need to grab a stick to stir. A stick to stir. All right. Okay, so I've got my gloves and grabbing my stick. Okay, and because you guys know from watching me do the other tray videos that I do them in sections, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do just a little bit of clear at the top, but I want some glitter around the sides. So I'm going to go ahead and get my resin, and this is the craft resin, epoxy resin for arts and crafts. I love this one because it is scratch resistant. It's also food safe, so if you're doing anything like in the kitchen or anything, you'll be okay. So I'm just going to do that was too much. That was a little too much. Pour some of that out. Okay. Now I think I poured out too much. Oh well, it's fine. Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to do about a 50-50 because it is a 1-in-1 mixture. So let's go ahead and add a little more out now that it's settled a bit. There we go. Okay. Move this out of the way, and then we'll get the other half measured out, and it's all over the table now. Oh well. Oh well, that's what this table's for, resin. So baby wipes. I don't know if I mentioned that, can't remember, but baby wipes. And then I'm gonna stir it. This one says for about 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm gonna stir it for 5 minutes. As you guys know, I always do. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this stirred up, and then we'll go to the next step. So move this out of the way, and I will definitely speed up the stirring, but make sure when you're stirring it kind of slowly because you don't want to bring in more bubbles. So I'm gonna go ahead and stir, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I've got it all stirred up, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by pouring just a little bit of the clear right on the top, because this is where my sticker or my wording is going to go. And it'll get more blended into it later, but I want to try to just keep this top part as clear as I can for right now. And just get it smoothed out over the top. As you know, when I put the pictures in and stuff, I didn't smooth it out. That's fine. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But I'm just gonna smooth it out a bit. And then to this, I'm going to add a little bit of silver glitter. And the gnome is like a turquoise and gray, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of turquoise. And then I'm gonna add some of this pearlescent white. Get that all added in there. Perfect. Okay, so it's just to give it a little bit of a shimmer on the edges. And since I didn't go around and paint the edges like I do sometimes, I want to give it a little shimmer with the glitter. So, got that all mixed in there now. So now I'm going to go around the edges with the shimmery glitter. And we're just going to have it come up the edge. It is carrying into the middle, which I was hoping that it wouldn't, but I kind of knew it was going to. But that's okay. Okay, so that's the first pour. I do need to put it on the heat mat for a little bit, and then I'll put the lettering in. When it gets a little bit more solid, not all the way solid, but a little more solid, we'll get the lettering in. And then after we get the lettering in, we will do the next coat of resin. So that is the first pour. All right, so I'm going to put it on the heat mat, give it about an hour or two on heat mat, and then we'll come back and we'll put in the image and the lettering. See you then. All right, So I decided I better put this in before it got too far. So what I did was I put some UV resin, and I used the Hey Clear UV resin. I will put a link to everything I'm using in the description below. It is my affiliate link because most of this I got on Amazon, so I might make a little bit of a commission if you do click that link and make a purchase. Just want to put that out there. So with this, I UV resined it, pull it off, and then I'm just gonna slide it right in to our epoxy resin. Trying not to get too much of that glitter in front of it. But I also want to make sure that it fits right in here and that we're not getting any bubbles underneath of it. So just like when we did the photo, it might take me a minute to get it placed where I want it and get everything exactly where I want it to sit. So I do that, and then I have the A here, and I'm just gonna put the A right there. So now the glitter can spread wherever it wants. So that's what I love about the UV resin, is once you put it on to your sticker or whatever you're using, you won't see that it's in UV resin at all. So here we have a gnome for everything. Want to make sure we get that all situated. Looks good. Okay. And I'm not seeing any bubbles. Just gonna work it out a bit. Okay. A little bit of overlap there with that UV resin, but that's okay. It'll be covered. Everything will be fine. Okay, so I did not put it on my heat mat yet because I decided I wanted to put the words in before I did that. So I am going to go ahead and get it onto my heat mat now. Like I said, give it a couple of hours and then we can go ahead and finish it off. Now, let me just work this out a bit. Okay, make sure there's no bubbles. See a couple right there. I don't know if that's in the UV or the epoxy. I know you probably are having a hard time seeing it because it is such a light color, but hopefully the next, I'll show you the colors that I'm doing. But let me go ahead and get this cleaned off here, and then we'll get our cup cleaned out. And I've got resin everywhere. Okay. Let me get some alcohol on here just to remove any bubbles that there might be. I'm seeing. Oh. I don't know where that came from, but that out of there because it's nowhere near a match to the color that we're using. So I am seeing something. Oh, it probably came off the stick. I used a different stick. Couple bubbles under there. The other thing that I like about using the UV resin over photos, because you can, or instead of photos, because you can actually see through it. But I really enjoy using the photos too, and I've had quite a bit of success with the photos. So, all right. Not using the right tool, but that's okay. It's the one I picked up. Okay. There we go. Okay. So it looks like I've got the bubbles that I did see. It looks like they're pretty much gone. Ah! Okay, that's trash now. I just stuck my baby wipe in there. I don't need that. Don't need to stick the baby wipe in there. All right. So I hope I got them all. I may not have gotten them all. I did end up spreading the glitter a little more doing that. That's totally fine. Now go ahead and grab another baby wipe. I want to get this cleaned off. Now what did I do? Oh, there they are. Okay. Okay. I'll get this wiped down. This will all come off once we clean it, and then we can use the masking tape to get the rest off, but that looks pretty good to me. I'm just looking one more time, and I'm not really seeing anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray it. This right here is just UV resin. So it's just coming up, but that's okay because we're doing another layer over this. And I'm pretty sure I got all of the bubbles out from what I can see. And then let me go ahead and clean this up just a little bit. That's the Cricut thing I use the UV resin on. I'll get that cleaned up in just a moment. Let me go ahead and spray it though with the alcohol. And then I'm just gonna take off my gloves and I will show you. Boy, I just made a huge mess, didn't I? I'll get that cleaned up too. But gloves off. They're not that bad, so I can use them again for this project. So again, this is UV resin, if you can see that. It's not a bubble, it's just the UV resin sticking up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the gloves off. Sometimes I can use them again, sometimes it's a wash and they have to get thrown away. But I'm pretty sure I can use these again, if I can get my hand out. Okay, perfect. Get some sanitizer. So this is, I know this looks weird, but this is the body of the gnome. It is not my pattern, so I will not be making this on a video with you, but I will make sure to link to her pattern because I have two of these myself and then I'm making one. I love them. It's great for storage. You'll see as it gets further along, but it is a crochet project, so I will link to her Etsy store so that you can get your own. I have the pattern here. Let me see. So it's from Gnome Planet, and Usually they put a page with all their links and everything, so I will make sure to get that. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. So it's just Gnome Planet on Etsy, but again, I will link that in the description below. I'm going to go ahead and get this on the heat mat so it starts to set up so that we can do the next layer. And the next layer I want to do in gray. Again, probably with a little sparkle, but I want to do it in gray. So we'll let this set up and we'll come back. All right, guys, so it's been on the warming mat, heating mat for a little while. So I'm going to go ahead and mix the next batch. So let me get these gloves back on. Just as hard to get on as they were to get off, huh? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my gloves on. Maybe I'll cut this out so you don't have to listen to me struggle with these gloves. And then I want to add color to it. So I've got this nail art color and it keeps falling out everywhere. So I'm just going to pour it in here. I don't know the name of it right now, but I will get that information for you. And I will put a link to it below if you do nail art or you just want to add it to your resin. So grab another baby wipe. It just was spilling everywhere, so I just kind of wanted to get it off my desk for one. Okay, and then I'm going to grab another cup. And this is the one I put the stuff in. I'll grab another cup and we'll go ahead and get our resin in. And I'm going to do the 1-1. So I'm going to go up to the 3 on this one. And then I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go up 3 more lines. Ouch! With the other one. I'm just looking at the lines themselves, but I can find the exact measurements for you. But I'm just doing the 3 lines and up to the 3 lines because I can't see the measurements very well. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and mix this for 5 minutes. And clean off my stir stick here. And while I was mixing, I can't tell if this is a bubble or if it's the UV resin that we put underneath. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It's basically, I'm just going to leave it. I thought about cutting it out, but if it's the UV resin, it's just resin that's sticking up and you won't be able to see it once we cover it, even when we turn it over, because it's UV resin. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I am now going to take this resin and pour it into what we mixed, or that nail powder that we had earlier. I'm just going to take a little bit of it. And I'm going to go ahead and get that stirred up. Mix that. It's got a little bit of a blue tint to it, but it's kind of a opalescent blue tint. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. But I'm also going to add a little more glitter. So this is the silver glitter. And the turquoise glitter. And again, all of these I got on Amazon. It was a whole set of glitter. If I had them here, I would show you. They're amazing. Not just for resin, you can use them for anything, you know. But I will put a link to that in the description as well. And then this pearlescent glitter. All right, we've got that. Get that all mixed in. Very pretty. And then in the one that has more, we're gonna actually mix these, but I'm gonna take a little bit of the luster black mica powder that I have. Not a lot, just a little. I just want it to look a little grayish. So a little bit of the black luster powder, and also the crystal white mica powder. Links will be in the description. But just trying to make it more of a gray than a black. So with this one, just gonna take the stick and get those blended. If it's not gray enough for me, I will add a little bit of white alcohol ink, which it looks like I need to. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that white alcohol ink. Guess I didn't shake it enough earlier. So shaken, and let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. I put quite a bit in because I want to make sure, like I said, that it's a gray and not a black. Okay, that's already looking better. Okay, and then that's pretty. Oh, so pretty. Okay, and now I'm gonna add the turquoise that we did to this gray black. Ooh, ooh. There we go. And get that all mixed in there. And then we're gonna mix that together. So it's gonna have a little bit of that blue in there along with the gray. And I think it'll be really nice, especially if they do like the swirl that they sometimes do. I think that'll be really nice. Okay, so we've got that mixed, and what I try to do is mix the colors, so whatever color the gnome is, I try to make sure that this matches as closely as possible. So now we're going to go ahead and pour this in. Oh, see, it's doing the blending swirl. Oh, I love that. But we're just gonna get that all in here. And we will have one more layer again, as you know from watching previous videos, we will have one more layer, and that one more layer may just be a solid black, I don't know, but this one you will see from the top. So I just wanted to make it as pretty as I could, and it's got that glitter in there, a little bit of a shimmer. I know the light's not so great in here, so you may not be able to see that, but it's there. All right, so I will do one more layer. The last layer may just be a black with some glitter in it. Not really sure yet, but that is what we have for right now. I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a mix, and I'm gonna go put this back on the heat mat so that we can do the final layer. It's not gonna be a lot for the final layer, but I'll get it on the heat mat and we'll let that set for a couple hours, and then we'll come back for the final layer. Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're demolding. It's so much brighter today than it was yesterday with all the clouds, so I'm happy about that. I did do the final layer. I was thinking of doing it all in black, but I decided not to, and I did it in the colors we were doing it, and then I did some alcohol ink swirls through it. You really won't see the bottom, so it's not that big of a deal. It was another 50-50, so 100 milliliters, 50 of the A and 50 of the B, and that was the last layer. But today we're gonna demold, so I'm excited. I do see some edges that I'm gonna have to trim and sand down, but let's see what we got. Did go over in a couple places, but all right. So yeah, there's a few places that we'll need to trim, which is really simple when you have your knife. I have it. Where is it? There it is. So you can just go around and trim it with the knife. And then you can also use, if you have a deburring tool, you can use that. I have one. It's just out in my other room. So I'm just going to use the knife and trim around. I know you want me to turn it over, but I'm not going to yet. All right, so I'll just get this trimmed. Anything that doesn't trim off will sand off. Whoop. Well, so again, this is part of a project that I'm doing. It's actually an order off of my website, which I will put in the description below like I always do. But I will show you this part. I'll probably show it in another video too, but I'll show this part and then I'll show what it goes with. So this is all I can trim off right now. The rest will need to be sanded, but I just think that's such a pretty color. I've got my sandpaper here, so I'm just gonna go around the edge, just really lightly, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going really lightly, just to smooth the edge. And if it needs more later, we'll we'll definitely do more. Right. Okay. Pretty smooth. Couple places I can feel that I might do a little more on. But here we go. I don't know which way's up now. But let's go ahead and turn it over. The thing is, with the bottom, you're really not going to see it with the project that I'm doing. But I wanted to finish it off pretty and nice. So let's go ahead and turn it over. It's upside down. Okay. Oh no. There's a bubble. That's okay. It's one bubble. That can be filled. No problem. So it says a gnome for everything. And this is actually part of this crochet pattern that I made. This is not my pattern. This is a pattern from Gnome Planet. It's just like an organizing desk organizer. It's got all the pockets, and then this is gonna go right in front of it, so it can hold like paper clips or push pins or things like that. If you're using it for crafting, it can hold your needles, it can hold, you know, whatever. It can do everything. So and for me, I've made 3 different sizes now. This is the smaller one, and then I have a medium-sized one, and then I have a larger one. And this one would be cute just for the desktop. And you can put in, like, if you were going to be using it for, say, resin, you can put your resin tools in. You can put your stir sticks in. If you do the jewelry, you can throw your pliers in there, tweezers, you know, everything. You can even put your cups in the little tray if you wanted. So, or you can put whatever colors of glitter that is going to be in your project. So it's very glittery. Maybe I wouldn't do so much of the glitter next time, but otherwise I really think it turned out cute. What do you guys think? And I hope that this is something you'll not only try, or maybe you'll want to order from me. Just specify what color you want, specify if you want the small one like this. Maybe I'll show the medium and the large in another video, but the small one comes with the tray. The medium and the large do not. There is another part to this, which I should have in another video coming out soon. But I'm excited to get this all put together and get it to the person who ordered it. So if you have any questions, any suggestions, you know, you can reach out to me here. You can also contact me via email. You can go to my website. So many ways to get a hold of me. So let me know if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns, and make sure that you do like and subscribe, or at least share this video to one other person today. It really helps me with getting the products to make everything. I will put all of my links in the description below, plus I will put my Amazon affiliate links. Again, the affiliate links, I do make a small commission if you click that link and make a purchase. If you don't want me to make a commission, that's totally fine. You can click on that link, search what it is, and then you can go out of Amazon and just go back in and do the search yourself and get the same product without using my link. That's completely up to you. I'm just gonna try to make it easy for everybody. So this is not the finished product, but it's getting very close, and I hope to have the finished one out very soon. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.